Please subscribe my channel and share video with others. High in the mountains of central China lies the Banqiao Dam, once hailed as an engineering marvel of the modern world. Built in the 1950s, it was supposed to be the protector of millions of lives, stopping floods, powering homes and fueling progress. But what no one expected was that this sleeping giant would one day be called the world's deadliest dam. In 1975, after days of relentless rain from a typhoon, the dam failed catastrophically. The walls of water unleashed were so powerful they swallowed entire towns, wiped out farmland and killed an estimated 170,000 people. Millions more were left homeless. It became one of the deadliest engineering disasters in human history, yet few outside of China ever heard about it. Today, the Banqiao Dam still stands, rebuilt and reinforced, but many experts warn that it remains a ticking time bomb. Downstream, more than 10 million people live in the floodplain, their lives dependent on the dam holding firm. If it ever failed again, the destruction could dwarf the 1975 disaster. Engineers and hydrologists now face a terrifying challenge. How do you save a dam that could destroy more people than a nuclear bomb? Teams of scientists, governments, and international watchdogs have been monitoring the dam day and night. They use satellite imaging, underground sensors, and drones to detect even the slightest cracks or shifts in pressure. Every summer, when heavy rains pound the region, alarms rise. But the clock is ticking. Climate change is intensifying storms, meaning the dam is under more stress than ever before. What once was a once-in-a-century flood could now strike every decade. For the people living below, every rainfall feels like a gamble with fate. The Banqiao Dam is not alone. Across the world, thousands of aging dams built in the 20th century are nearing the end of their safe lifespan. From the US to India, Pakistan to Brazil, experts warn of a global dam crisis. Many are poorly maintained, underfunded, and dangerously full during heavy monsoons. The world is now learning a hard truth. Dams were built to control nature, but in the face of stronger storms and rising water, nature may be slipping out of control. The world is now learning a hard truth. Dams were built to control nature, but in the face of stronger storms and rising water, nature may be slipping out of control. For villagers downstream of Banqiao, the fear is personal. Families pass down stories of the night in 1975 when walls of water as tall as buildings swept through their towns. Survivors recall climbing trees, clinging to rooftops, and watching loved ones vanish in the flood. To them, the dam is not a marvel, it's a monster looming over their daily lives. They know that one crack, one storm, one mistake could erase everything in seconds. Governments are pouring billions into modernizing dams, creating emergency spillways and strengthening concrete walls. Governments are pouring billions into modernizing dams, creating emergency spillways and strengthening concrete walls. Yet experts warn that even with upgrades, no dam is truly indestructible. The only true safeguard is preparedness, evacuation plans, early warning systems, and global awareness. The story of Banqiao is no longer just China's story, it's the world's. It's a race to protect not just one dam, but thousands like it. Because if the world fails, the next Banqiao disaster won't just be history, it will be tomorrow's breaking news. August 1975. Typhoon Nina swept across China, dumping a year's worth of rain in just 3 days. The Banqiao Dam, designed to withstand what engineers called a once-in-1,000-year flood, was overwhelmed. Emergency gates jammed. Reservoir levels rose higher and higher until the dam cracked under the pressure. When the wall of water broke free, it wasn't just a flood, it was a tidal wave. A 10-meter-high wall of muddy water ripped through villages at midnight when most people were asleep. Thousands were swept away before they even knew what had happened. This was the night the world's deadliest dam earned its name. For years, details about the Banqiao disaster were hidden from the world. It was considered a state secret in China. Survivors whispered stories of families being washed away, of entire towns disappearing overnight. By the time reports finally surfaced decades later, the death toll shocked the world. 170,000 people killed and over 11 million displaced. It was not just a failure of concrete, it was a failure of secrecy, planning, and hubris. The lesson? When governments hide danger, ordinary people pay the price. Today, Banqiao stands rebuilt, stronger, taller, reinforced with modern engineering. But experts say the risks remain. The dam is now caught in a dangerous paradox. It must hold back more water than ever due to increasing rainfall, but the very weight of that water could one day cause new cracks to form. Every storm season, engineers stand watch. Each crack in the concrete, each reading on the water level gauge, could mean the difference between safety and catastrophe. For millions downstream, their future is literally written on the walls of the dam. Banqiao is not an isolated story. Around the globe, over 58,000 large dams hold back rivers, lakes, and reservoirs. Many of them were built in the 20th century, with lifespans of 50 to 100 years. That clock is running out. In the United States, more than 2,000 dams are labeled high hazard and at risk of failure. In India, the Mullaperir Dam is over 100 years old and sits in a seismic zone with millions living downstream. In Brazil, the Brumadinho Dam collapse in 2019 killed 270 people, proving that even in modern times, disasters strike. Banqiao is just one warning sign in a much bigger crisis. The world's dam infrastructure is aging and the stakes are growing. There's another factor making this race even more urgent: climate change. Rivers are swelling, storms are intensifying, and rainfall patterns are shifting in unpredictable ways. A dam built for 20th century weather is now facing 21st century storms. And in some regions, the difference could be catastrophic. Experts warn that mega floods, events that overwhelm entire river systems, are becoming more likely. In this new age of extremes, the Banqiao Dam isn't just history.